Welcome back, everyone, to another deep dive. You know, I always say that.
Always a deep dive.
It is always a deep dive, and today we are diving into something pretty different.
No.
The zodiac of Kemet.
Ooh.
We are going beyond just your typical like, sun sign horoscope kind of deal.
Yeah.
We're going deep into ancient Egyptian astrology.
Very cool.
And we're using pestitexts to guide us along the way.
Awesome. Well, this should be fun.
Yeah.
It's interesting to think about.
Yeah.
So many of us are familiar with, the Western zodiac signs.
Yeah.
Like, Aries, Taurus, all that good stuff.
Right.
But the zodiac of Kemet is a really unique perspective.
Yeah.
And it's really rooted in Egyptian mythology and religion. And
Yeah, well, and even the name Kemet, I think, is really interesting.
what does it mean?
It means the Black Land.
Okay.
And that immediately kind of highlights the connection to the fertile Nile Valley.
Right.
It's really
Yeah.
rooted,
Yeah.
in the land, in that life-giving river.
Absolutely. And I think that is
Yeah.
something that's really different from Western astrology.
Yeah.
Which has its roots in, Babylonian and Greek traditions.
Right.
The zodiac of Kemet is really intricately woven into,
Right.
the practical and spiritual life of ancient Egypt.
Yeah, and it's less about...
Less about individual personality
Right.
and more about, understanding like the rhythms of the universe and the divine order.
Right.
So much bigger.
Now, I've heard of the Dendera zodiac.
Oh, yeah.
Have you heard of this? It's this
Yeah.
really cool... Yeah, circular zodiac that's found in the Dendera temple, and,
Yes.
and it's tempting to think that's kind of representative of Egyptian astrology.
But it is a beautiful artifact,
Okay.
but it actually represents like a later period that was heavily influenced by the Greeks.
Okay.
So to really understand, the OG, like, ancient Egyptian system,
Yeah.
we have to go back further in time
Okay.
before this kind of like cultural blend happened.
Okay, so what did the ancient Egyptians see when they looked up at the night sky?
So they saw a system that was based on 36 star groups called decans.
Decans.
Decans, yeah.
Okay.
And so picture the night sky divided into these 36 sections.
Okay.
And each one rises consecutively, on the horizon
Oh, wow.
over 10-day periods.
So 36 star groups each, marking a 10-day period.
Yes,
That's incredibly detailed.
very detailed.
What was the purpose of these decans?
So the Egyptians were brilliant observers,
Okay.
like
Yeah.
really brilliant.
Yeah.
And by tracking the decans, they could actually predict the Nile's annual flooding
Oh, wow.
with remarkable accuracy.
Oh, wow.
And,
Yeah.
as you know, the Nile flood was like the lifeblood of their civilization.
Right.
It was totally essential for agriculture.
So it was a calendar.
A calendar.
A farming tool and a way to like
Oh,
connect
yeah.
with the gods.
All rolled into one.
All rolled into one.
Yes.
That's amazing.
I think it really illustrates
Yeah.
that Egyptian view that, the celestial and the earthly
Right.
were profoundly interconnected.
Yeah.
The stars weren't just, abstract things up there.
Right.
They were like intimately tied to their daily lives
Yes.
and their spiritual beliefs.
All right. So let's talk about the 12 signs of the zodiac of Kemet.
Okay.
They're
So-
pretty different from the constellations that we
Yes.
use in Western astrology.
Very different indeed. So instead of constellations, each period in the Egyptian zodiac
Okay.
is linked to a specific god or goddess.
Okay.
And so each deity kind of embodies, certain qualities.
Okay.
And the time of your birth under, their influence was believed to shape your personality, your life path,
Okay.
and even your compatibility with other people.
So, for example, someone could be born under Amon-Ra, the god of leadership, and maybe under Mut, the goddess of motherhood.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then there's Geb, the god of the earth.
Okay.
Osiris, associated with death and resurrection.
Wow.
Isis, the goddess of magic.
Wow.
And, many more.
That's so cool.
Each one of these deities adds like layers of meaning,
Yeah.
making this system much richer than just a simple personality assessment.
Yeah, it sounds like they had a god or goddess for every facet of life.
Yes.
And I guess that really reflects their belief in the influence of the divine
Totally.
on everything
Everything in the universe.
in the universe.
Yeah.
So how did this system work in practice? Like, did people consult astrologers the way we might check our horoscopes today?
Well, detailed records of like their practices are a little
Okay.
bit scarce compared to,
Sure.
other cultures.
Yeah.
But we can glean some insights
Yeah.
from the available evidence.
Okay.
And it is clear that Egyptians believed your birth time.
Yeah.
Under specific deities could reveal, like, your strengths,
Okay.
your weaknesses, and even your destiny.
So it's kind of similar to, I guess, the
Yeah.
Western concept of your sun sign.
Yeah.
But instead of constellations, they've got these powerful gods and goddesses.
Shaping your path.
It's way cooler.
That's way cooler.
Way cooler.
Yeah.
Way cooler.
It makes me wonder, how did the decans factor into all this? So remember, the decans mark those like 36 10-day periods
Right.
within each zodiac sign.
Right.
So your exact birth date within those 10 days
Okay.
would further refine
Okay.
your astrological profile,
Oh, yeah.
adding like granularity and precision.
Oh, so it's not just about like which god or goddess you were born under.
Yeah.
It's the precise time with
Most of its time. Their reign.
Absolutely.
Right.
It really
This
highlights
level of detail.
Yeah, the Egyptians' dedication to aligning themselves with the cosmic order,
Yeah.
their attention to detail was just remarkable.
All of this is incredibly fascinating.
Yeah.
But we can't forget that this wasn't just like an abstract system.
Not at all.
It was so deeply entwined with their daily lives, especially when it comes to like agriculture.
Oh, absolutely. The Nile flood
Yeah.
was the lifeblood of Egypt.
Yeah.
And, by using the decans to predict that flood,
Yeah.
they were essentially using the stars
Yeah.
to ensure their prosperity
Wow.
and survival.
So their calendar, their farming practices, their spiritual beliefs, like all connected through this
Yes.
intricate system
Yes.
of celestial observation.
Exactly. And that's what makes the zodiac of Kemet so unique.
Yeah.
It's not just about you as like an individual.
Right.
It's about your place within like the grand scheme
Yeah.
of the cosmos, the cycles of nature, and
Right.
the divine order of the universe.
Okay, so we've laid some groundwork here.
Yeah.
We've explored the origin,
This is-
structure of this fascinating system. But now I think it's time to meet the stars of the show.
Literally.
Literally, right?
Yeah.
The 12 Egyptian zodiac signs and their ruling deities.
Ooh.
Where do we even begin?
Well, let's start at the beginning.
Okay,
Let's start with the Nile,
the Nile.
the very first sign
Okay,
in the Kemetic zodiac.
makes sense.
This sign is ruled by the goddess Satis.
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 Okay.
And she represents life, vitality, and creativity.
Okay.
So just like the Nile River,
Right.
which was the source of life for all of Egypt,
Right.
those born under this sign are said to have, boundless energy,
Okay.
a passionate nature,
Okay.
and a deep connection to their emotions.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a powerful way to start the zodiac.
Right.
Yeah.
Setting the stage with that connection between the cosmos and the land.
What comes next in this celestial procession?
Next, we have Amun-Ra,
Amun-Ra.
the king of the gods.
Oh, wow.
This sign is associated with leadership, charisma, and ambition.
Okay.
So individuals born under Amun-Ra often have these, natural leadership qualities.
Okay.
They radiate confidence.
Okay.
They inspire those around them. They're driven to achieve great things and leave a lasting impact on the world.
It's interesting how these signs seem to reflect core aspects of like Egyptian civilization.
Totally.
From the life-giving Nile to like the powerful pharaohs.
Yeah,
These figures are so deeply embedded
absolutely.
in their culture.
Yeah.
Tell me about the third sign.
Okay, so the third sign
What is that one? Reveal.
is ruled by Mut, the mother goddess.
Mut.
Mut, yeah.
Okay.
And this sign emphasizes motherhood, nurturing, and emotional depth.
Okay.
So those born under Mut
Okay.
are often, caring and compassionate individuals
Okay.
with a strong sense of empathy.
Okay.
They have a natural ability to foster a sense of home and belonging
That's nice.
wherever they go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's striking to me how this system isn't just about individual personality traits, but about understanding these like fundamental
Totally.
that shape human existence.
Yes.
You know?
It's like a framework
Yeah.
for understanding our place
Mm-hmm.
within a larger cosmic order.
In a larger cosmic order. Okay,
Right.
let's keep going.
Okay.
What's the fourth sign?
So the fourth sign brings us to Geb, the god of the earth.
Okay.
And this sign emphasizes earthly matters, stability, and environmental consciousness.
Okay.
So people born under Geb
Okay.
are often like grounded and practical
Mm-hmm.
with a deep connection to nature.
Okay.
They're the builders. They're the cultivators,
Mm-hmm.
the ones who create like a really solid foundation for themselves and for others.
That aligns perfectly with like ancient Egyptian civilization
Doesn't it?
built on that fertile land
Yeah.
of the Nile Valley.
Yeah.
You know, it just
Yeah.
underscores how integral the environment was
That's
to their way of life.
Totally.
Okay, what's beyond Geb?
All right, so the fifth sign is a powerful one.
Okay.
Osiris,
Osiris.
the god of death and resurrection.
Wow.
Yeah. So this sign embodies, the concepts of transformation, balance, and the cyclical nature of life. People born under Osiris are often drawn to exploring those mysteries
Oh, wow.
of life and death.
Yeah.
And they often experience profound transformations throughout their lives.
That makes sense.
And they possess a deep understanding of the ebb and flow of existence.
It's powerful,
Yeah.
this duality of death and rebirth. I mean, that's a theme that runs through many ancient cultures and mythologies.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that endings are often beginnings in disguise.
Beautiful.
Who follows Osiris in this cosmic dance?
So we move on to Isis,
Isis.
the wife and sister of Osiris,
Okay.
a powerful goddess in her own right.
Yeah.
Her sign is associated with magic, motherhood, and healing.
Powerful.
Yeah, so those born under Isis are often very resourceful, intuitive, and deeply connected to the spiritual realm.
Okay.
They're natural healers and protectors,
Okay.
often using their intuition and wisdom to guide and support others.
There's a sense of resourcefulness and resilience there with Isis.
And-
it kind of speaks to that human ability to overcome challenges,
Yeah.
emerge stronger.
Yeah.
What's next?
All right, so the seventh sign
Seventh sign.
is ruled by Thoth,
Thoth.
the god of wisdom, writing, and magic.
Oh.
So people born under Thoth are often intellectually curious,
Oh.
articulate, and have an unquenchable thirst for knowledge.
Okay.
They're the scribes, the teachers, the communicators,
Mhm.
shaping the world around them with their words and ideas.
It's fascinating how each sign reflects these different facets
Right.
of human potential.
Yeah. Thoth embodies that power of intellect and communication.
Yeah. What about the eighth sign?
So the eighth sign is ruled by Horus,
Horus.
the falcon-headed god.
Okay.
This sign represents protection, royalty, and the sky.
Okay.
So those born under Horus are often courageous, ambitious,
Okay.
and possess a strong sense of justice.
Okay.
They're natural leaders,
Okay.
often taking charge,
Yeah.
fighting for what they believe in.
Horus, the falcon god, soaring through the sky. It's such a
Beautiful,
powerful image,
powerful imagery.
embodying strength and vision. Who guides the ninth sign?
So the ninth sign is associated with Anubis, the jackal-headed god.
I was going to say jackal-headed god of death, judgment, and transition. Anubis is probably one of the more well-known Egyptian gods.
One of the most recognizable.
Often depicted in
Great.
popular culture.
Yep.
It's a figure that evokes both mystery and reverence.
Yes.
How is he? Reflected in the zodiac of Kemet.
Well, while Anubis is this very powerful figure,
Yeah.
his sign isn't about fear or doom.
Okay.
It's more about confronting our fears,
Okay.
understanding that process of death and rebirth, and navigating those transitions in our lives.
Okay.
So people born under Anubis are often deep thinkers,
Okay.
introspective, and comfortable, exploring the darker aspects of human existence.
I like that.
Yeah.
Anubis as a guide through transitions speaks to that cyclical nature of
Nature.
life and the importance of embracing change.
Yeah.
What awaits us in the 10th sign?
Okay, so the 10th sign is ruled by Seth, the god of chaos, power, and unpredictability.
Oh.
Yeah.
A little bit of a wild card.
This sign can be a bit of a wild card.
Okay.
People born under Seth are often very independent, rebellious,
Okay.
and possess a strong desire for freedom. They challenge the status quo, and they are not afraid to break the rules.
Seth embodies a sense of disruption and unconventionality.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that change often comes from challenging existing norms.
Absolutely.
Okay, what lies ahead?
Next up, we have Bastet,
Bastet.
the cat goddess. This sign is associated with protection, pleasure, and fertility.
Okay.
So people born under Bastet are often very playful, charismatic,
Okay.
and have a strong sense of intuition. They bring joy and warmth wherever they go,
Okay.
and they really value beauty, creativity, and sensual experiences.
The cat goddess embodying a sense of grace, independence, and joy.
Yes.
A reminder to embrace life's pleasures,
Absolutely.
find joy in the everyday.
Yeah.
Finally, who rules the 12th? And final sign?
Okay, the 12th sign
In this cosmic journey.
is ruled by Sekhmet,
The Smet.
the lion goddess. This sign represents strength, war, and healing.
Okay.
People born under Sekhmet are often very powerful, passionate, and driven by a strong sense of purpose.
Okay.
They're natural protectors, fiercely loyal, and always ready to fight for what they believe in.
Sekhmet. the lion goddess,
Yeah.
embodying strength and resilience.
Absolutely.
A reminder of the power within each of us to overcome challenges and protect what we hold dear.
Yeah.
We've just journeyed through the 12 signs of the zodiac of Kemet,
We did it.
encountering this fascinating cast of deities.
Yeah.
Each sign reveals not just individual traits, but like profound insights into the Egyptian worldview. What are your thoughts on the symbolism and depth we've uncovered?
It's truly remarkable how much symbolism and depth is woven into each of these signs.
Yeah.
I mean, they offer this incredible glimpse into a culture that revered the cosmos and saw the divine reflected in like every aspect of life. And remember, this is just a brief introduction.
Right.
Each one of these deities has this rich mythology and complex symbolism that could be explored in much greater detail.
This deep dive has sparked a real curiosity in me to learn more about Egyptian mythology. It's so different from the Greek and Roman myths I learned about growing up.
Right.
It offers this whole new perspective on storytelling and the human search for meaning.
And that's precisely why exploring systems like the zodiac of Kemet is so enriching. It challenges our preconceived notions about astrology.
Right.
And it opens up a window into a completely different worldview.
So we've explored the unique signs and the deities of the zodiac of Kemet, but now I want to shift our focus a little bit to like how this system was like woven into the fabric of ancient Egyptian culture. What can you tell us about its significance beyond just personal horoscopes?
Well, it's fascinating to consider that, this system wasn't just a tool for personal insight. The Egyptian calendar, with its 36 decans and 12 zodiac signs, really served both practical and religious purposes.
We touched upon the practical application in agriculture.
Yeah.
Using the decans to anticipate the Nile's flooding was vital for their survival.
Totally.
But what about the religious aspect?
So each decan period wasn't just about, agriculture.
Okay.
It was also associated with specific rituals and offerings to the gods.
Okay.
So imagine like a calendar where every 10 days, the focus shifts to a different deity.
Wow.
And there are ceremonies and practices designed to honor them.
Okay.
And to secure their favor.
So it sounds like their entire lives were kind of synchronized for this like cosmic timetable.
Yeah.
It suggests a profound reverence for the celestial realm.
Absolutely.
And its influence on their daily lives.
Precisely. It reflects this fundamental belief in Ma'at.
Ma'at.
Yeah, which is this concept that encompasses truth, justice, balance, and cosmic order. So by aligning their lives with the cycles of the stars and the rhythms of nature, they were actively participating in maintaining Ma'at, ensuring the stability and harmony of the universe.
So their calendar wasn't just about tracking time.
No.
It was a way to connect with the divine.
Yes.
To maintain balance, to ensure the well-being of their society.
It's a far cry from how we view our calendars today.
Right.
Right. It really highlights that difference in worldviews.
Yeah.
Their astrology wasn't just about predicting the future or understanding personality. It was about living in harmony with the cosmos.
Yeah. This kind of brings us to the Dendera zodiac.
Right.
And its representation of that later period influenced by the Greeks.
Right. It's a reminder that these systems aren't static. They evolve. And adapt over time.
Absolutely.
Influenced by cultural interactions and shifts in understanding.
Yeah.
What insights can we gain from this, like, blending of Egyptian and Greek traditions?
So the Ptolemaic period, when Greek rulers governed Egypt,
saw this natural fusion of cultures.
Okay.
The Dendera zodiac really embodies that, incorporating elements from both traditions. And it raises this really intriguing question.
Yeah.
How do we approach these ancient systems today?
Yeah.
Should we view them as fixed and unchanging, or as living traditions that continue to evolve?
That's a thought-provoking question, especially given, the growing interest. In Kemetic astrology, within like Afrocentric cultural movements today, there's this desire to reconnect with heritage and explore, pre-colonial spiritual traditions.
Absolutely.
What are your thoughts on this like resurgence of interest?
Well, I think a lot of people are drawn to this system as a way to, connect with their African heritage.
Right.
And explore spiritual traditions that predate colonialism.
Yeah.
It's about reclaiming knowledge that was lost or suppressed.
Right.
And using it to understand themselves and the world around them.
It goes beyond simple horoscopes.
way beyond.
It's about cultural identity, understanding history, and finding meaning in ancient wisdom as we wrap up our deep dive into the zodiac of Kemet. What key takeaway would you leave our listeners with?
I think the most significant takeaway is that, there are many ways to understand the cosmos and our place within it.
Okay.
The zodiac of Kemet offers us this really unique perspective. Rooted in ancient Egyptian mythology, spirituality, and daily life. And it reminds us that the stars have held this profound meaning for people across cultures and throughout history. And exploring these diverse systems can really enrich our understanding of ourselves and the universe that we inhabit.
It encourages us to look up at the night sky with a renewed sense of wonder, just as the ancient Egyptians did.
I love that.
Many thanks to Sharri Plaza for the research that made this deep dive possible. Until next time, keep exploring.